back to IO, I'm your host Maddie, and today our theme for news stories is the law apparently. Iggy Azalea is fighting for Tory Lanez in court, Justin Trudeau is getting a divorce, and the 1975 are facing a lawsuit from Malaysia. I'm your host today Maddie, and let's get into the latest celebrity news. Yesterday on August 7th, rapper Tory Lanez began his sentencing for being convicted of shooting fellow artist Megan Thee Stallion outside of a party in July of 2020. Megan Cuniff, a legal affairs journalist, shared that Judge Hereford received several dozens of letters in support of Lanez. It's no surprise that the rapper's friends and fans would be trying to support him, but the person that caught people off guard was Iggy Azalea. Cuniff was tweeting live from the LA courthouse where the sentencing was being held, writing, "Alright, we're on the 90-minute break. Judge Hereford got 70+ letters of support for Tory Lanez, including one from Iggy Azalea." He briefly summarized each one. 2 jailers wrote letters, 1 spoke in court. Lanez's father was the last speaker before the break. The reporter was unable to read the letters herself, but assured her followers that she will be able to see them eventually. Apparently, the judge said that Azalea's letter asked him to impose a sentence that is transformational, not life-destroying. Another letter said that the Canadian rapper is remorseful and has talked in detail about the event and what he could have done to prevent it. "I find it interesting that he's remorseful now that he's been caught and about to receive a sentence, not immediately after shooting a woman or when he was trying to convince everyone that he was innocent and his victim was lying." When Twitter users found out about Azalea's support, they were not pleased with the fancy rapper voicing her support for Lanez. One user said Iggy Azalea is a disgusting person. Another said F her and those other people who rallied behind this nasty man. "This is so disgusting and I can't wait to see the list of supporters when they're available. This culture loves enabling and supporting abusers." There was also a Twitter user who pulled up a screenshot of Azalea defending Lanez on the platform in 2022, saying, "He hasn't been convicted of anything, my guy, and you aren't going to bully me into anything, go touch grass," in response to a fan saying he Megan Iggy. On August 1st, Lanez's lawyer filed a motion to get the rappers registered into therapy and probation instead of serving time, citing his childhood trauma and alcohol use disorder in their submitted documents. They read, "Assuming the allegations are true, Mr. Peterson's psychological, physical, and childhood trauma was the factor in the commission of the offense. Likewise, the current offense is connected to Mr. Peterson's childhood trauma and mental illness. Mr. Peterson's alcohol use disorder, although not amounting to a defense, reduced his culpability." On the other side of things, prosecutors have asked the judge to sentence Lanez for 13 years in prison. Megan called for a stiff sentence in a written statement that said, "Since I was viciously shot by the defendant, I have not experienced a single day of peace." She then cited emotional suffering caused by his heinous actions after the incident, including social media posts that led to people attacking her online, but that was probably just his childhood trauma, right? Megan also included that she considered speaking in court in person but simply could not bring herself to be in a room with Tory again. The sentencing is set to continue today. Let me hear your thoughts on Iggy Azalea and the Tory Lanez situation in the comments below. On to our second story of the day. If you haven't already heard, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his wife Sophie Gregoire Trudeau have recently announced their separation after nearly 20 years of marriage. With the announcement still fresh, it hasn't stopped the internet from already speculating about what went wrong. The couple was married for 18 years and jointly announced their separation in an Instagram post on August 2nd. The statement did not touch on or hint at any infidelity, but the internet seems to think that that's the case, and they seem to have some theories on who the cheating happened with. Apparently, people are placing actor Idris Elba at the root of the separation. In the statement, Trudeau said, "Hi everyone, Sophie and I would like to share the fact that after many meaningful and difficult conversations, we've made the decision to separate. As always, we remain a close family with deep love and respect for each other and for everything we have built and will continue to build." The couple share 3 children between the ages of 15 and 9, and their announcement sent Twitter and TikTok users into detective mode. Users revived an old 2020 theory that Sophie and Idris had an affair after both attending a charity event in London. In March 2020, government officials confirmed that Gregoire was isolating after testing positive for COVID. That same day, the actor shared a video to Twitter confirming that he and his wife had also tested positive for the virus. Elba shared that he had gotten tested after learning that he'd been in close contact with another positive case a week prior, which was around the same time he was photographed with a group of people, including Sophie, at a We Day charity event. Elba wrote, "I got tested because I had realized I got exposed to someone who had also tested positive. I found out last Friday that they were tested positive. I quarantined myself and got a test immediately and got the results back today. This is quite literally all the information that people had to go off of, but still, a theory was formulated that Elba and Gregoire caught the virus from each other after having an affair. I mean, it also could have been from just being in close contact without masks, but the affair is far more scandalous. The actor married his wife Sabrina in 2019 while Justin and Sophie wed back in 2005. Until their separation announcement, the couple seemed to be pretty solid, though looking back now, she has taken a notable step back from appearing by her husband's side during his official engagements. In 2021, Trudeau praised his wife after narrowly winning an election to secure another term as Prime Minister, saying, "Sophie, 12 years ago when we decided to be involved together in politics is because we wanted to defend our values, because we wanted to contribute to build a stronger Canada, and since the beginning we did that together. Thank you." I personally think that the theory might be a bit of a stretch simply due to the lack of evidence. However, people have been correct before with even less information. What do you think? Did Idris and Sophie simply catch the virus from being around each other peak COVID, or were they unfaithful? For our final story of the day, the 1975 lead singer Matty Healy is back in the headlines once again, and in true Healy fashion, it's not for something good. The organizers of a festival in Malaysia cancelled last month after a controversial performance by the British band the 1975. On August 7th, the company behind the Good Vibes Festival sent the band a warning letter demanding compensation following Healy attacking the country's anti-LGBT laws. During the band's headline performance, Healy addressed the audience in a profanity-filled speech before kissing one of his bandmates. The event was cancelled the next day after directive from Malaysia's communication ministry as a part of its unwavering stance against any parties that challenge, ridicule, or contravene Malaysian laws. In Malaysia, homosexuality is still illegal and punishable by 20 years in prison. Even members of the country's LGBT community criticized Healy's speech as an act of performative activism that would make their lives harder. Event organizers Future Sound Asia said in a statement that it had issued the band with a letter of claim demanding they acknowledge their liability and compensate the organizers for damages. They said the band's failure to do so would result in legal proceedings being pursued in English courts. FSA said it strongly disapproved of the band's conduct, in particular Healy's quote use of abusive language, equipment damage, and indecent stage behavior. They also claimed that the band intentionally contravened the agreement it had with organizers, leading to the festival's cancellation and resulting in significant financial losses for FSA, as well as negatively impacting local artists and businesses reliant on the festival. There was footage shared online, and in it you can hear Healy telling the crowd that their decision to appear in Malaysia had been a mistake. He said, "When we were booking shows, I wasn't looking into it." Don't see the point, right? I do not see the point of inviting the 1975 to a country and then telling us who we can have sex with. He then continued his rant saying, "Unfortunately, you don't get a set of loads of uplifting songs because I'm effing furious. And that's not fair on you because you're not representative of your government, because you're young people and I'm sure a lot of you are gay and progressive and cool." Healy and the band's bass player Ross McDonald then kissed as the band began to play the song "I Like America and America Likes Me." Not long after, about 30 minutes into their set, Healy and the band walked off stage with the singer telling the audience, "Alright, we just got banned from Kuala Lumpur. See you later." Later, the band cancelled performances in Indonesia and Taiwan. The Good Vibes Festival has been held annually in Kuala Lumpur since 2013, with the previous acts including the Smashing Pumpkins, Ellie Goulding, and Lorde. Let me hear your thoughts on the 1975 and this situation in the comments below. Well, that's all for our celebrity news today. Let me hear your thoughts on all these stories in the comments below. I've been your host for today, Maddie. Thanks for watching IO.